Welcome. Once again, it is time for Standout with Mr. Patrick. It happens at this time every Saturday. Now, this is the second one for 2022 because we had the very first on the first day of the year. And Mr. Patrick Uduma is right here. Good morning, Mr. Patrick.
Hi, Sammy. Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year to you. How you doing?
Very well.
It's nice to have you here with us. It's been 8 years of this year so far. How has it been?
Amazing time. Refreshing, restructuring, and setting off for the year.
Okay.
Refreshing.
Interesting. Please hold on. All right. So I think it's better now.
Oh, thank you, Sammy.
Okay. So, great year so far. 8 years down. And on today's episode, the holder.
The holder. Who is a key holder?
Okay. The questions make themselves. Because when you say the holder, I can think of different contexts to that. I can think of it as a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you give to it. So why is whoever the holder eventually becomes, why is it called the holder?
Because have you seen a guy climbing the roof of a building, high riser?
Okay.
You know that there's a holder and gives him the confidence that he can climb there without being afraid. Yeah. And life will offer you that mountain. What have you put in place to hold you from falling?
Okay.
So let's even look at what the meaning of holder. Support something. To control something. What controls your life? Because this year there are going to be grief. There are going to be situations that we're going to come in that will need a holder.
Okay.
So power or control over something or somebody. Grabs, carry, support, a degree of power of control. So a gentleman called Isaiah was writing and said, do not be afraid. So that means you say, do not be afraid. There's something you have to prepare to be afraid. But that's why it's warning you now. Do not be afraid. I am with you. That means I'm your holder. I am your God. Let nothing terrify you. I will make you strong. I will help you. I will protect you and I will save you. The Amplified said, do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Be assured. I will help you. I will certainly take hold of you with my righteous hand, a hand of justice, a hand of power, a hand of victory, a hand of salvation. Where is your holding place in life? Where's that supreme place or sureness or that cover that reassures you? Because grief is part of human life and experiences.
Indeed.
Sharing our vulnerability helps create true close bond. When we experience something that causes us to feel shock and sadness, we may feel the urge to withdraw from life. And this is exactly what happened to many people. When they encounter experience, they withdraw. So that withdrawal syndrome, they become indifferent. It may seem like remaining withdrawn will keep us or protect us from the hold of uncertainty. Like in a man that encounter adversity, you know how people are kidnapped or something happened terribly. They don't want to be part of that system again. They want to withdraw completely. So now they are terrified, they are afraid. Uncertainty and agony or sadness, but during this time, it is apparent to reach out to those trusted and precious safe place, people, the supreme refuge, who care about us most. Even with the best of information you may have and reasoning, yet it's not always enough to support you. It could just be to somebody who has had that experience before that can offer you that holding place to gain insight, wisdom, strength, and power to outwit the predicament. But All these, we're going to be looking at the support system. And there are three fundamental routes to it. And number one is what I call the CFA. The CFA. CFA is clarity. So I mean, if you're going to survive this year, you have to be clear about what you want.
That's right.
Clarity is the ability to think clearly, the quality of being clear in your outlook and being sound. It is a map of life. It's a simplification, the detail of purpose and pursuit. It's the directional sign. It's the explanation of your desire. Clarity helps you to fix your gaze on your core essentials, a desire, and increase our strength. It helps us to remain calm and inspired. Clarity gives us structure to our essence of living. It enables us to take appropriate action. It energizes us to a quality expression. Lack of clarity creates confusion, stress, unorganized mind and life, a scattered attention, relational difficulties. It creates doubt. It gives you a dancing mind. You remember when we talked about dancing mind?
Yeah.
So be clear with what you want. That's number one. People want something this year, but they are not clear. You have to write. In fact, you have to be distinctive. I know what I want this year. It's very clear. Now you have to establish why you want that. It's not just the reason about you need something, but you need to know why. You also have to establish the supporting belief system. Because people have a wish, but they don't have a supporting. It's the belief system that will create your desire into being. You have to define your responsibility in that one. You see what makes it very clear. You know, Habakkuk said, the Lord answered and said, write the vision, engrave it plainly on a clear tablet, so that one who reads it will run. Then we'll talk about focus. Focus, set your gaze on the path before you with fixed purpose, looking straight ahead. Ignore life distraction. Watch where you're going. Stick to the path of truth, and road will be safe and smooth before you. Don't allow yourself to be distracted for even a moment, or take a detour that leads to darkness. Wisdom is focusing of the designing, but the eyes of the fool wanders at the end of the earth. The moment your eyes are wandering, you can't focus.
That's true.
You know, that's why the writer of Matthew said, the eyes of the spirit allow revelational light to enter your way. If your heart is unclouded, the light will flood in. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore their eyes be single, their whole body will be full of light. Where your focus go, the light of energy is created. And it's what influences your life creation. You see, people are diverged in their focus. I used to be very multi-talented, and I was prone to mistakes. Retention is the ability to focus intently. You know, people say they are thinking, they are not really thinking, they are thinking wide, they are not thinking for solution focus. Our capacity of success lies not as much as with our intelligence, but with what we focus. When we mobilize our power of thought towards a single issue for a prolonged time, we can achieve greater results. Alignment. This is the conscious unification of your 5 life levels of life. We talked about the 5 levels of life. We talk about your visual delight. If your focus is distracted in your 5 levels of life, you won't be able to achieve. That's your visual, how you see, your thought life, your belief life, your emotional life, your behavioral life. Alignment means undivided attention to your clear defined path based on your chosen desire. The power of alignment provided with such grateful living in your want. But what is holding system? It's called the support system. We all need a support system to thrive.
I agree.
Without a support system, it's difficult to live in the now. And you know, when people run into support system, they just see somebody who thinks you can help them. That is not support system. It is valuable thing for a person to find the right support system through conscious effort to establish one. Support system it comprises of people, system that undoubtedly regard you or unconditionally. You don't have to qualify it. Let me give instance, right? I was driving and I saw this particular gentleman lying down on the floor.
Okay.
And while he was lying down on the floor, my spirit just connected with him that he was hungry because his vehicle got bad. And I called him, what are you doing? He said, have you even eaten? I realized I hadn't eaten. Now, I picked up food and a drink and gave to him. That's a support system. You see, it was intentionally done. It means at some point in my life, if I'm stranded, I have created a bank of conscious support system. Support systems are mutual, engaging, and not one-sided. It is a system as sustained by honest appreciation, constant communication, value offering, mutual respect, and not taking sort of any advantage. It costs both sides. Support system attributes: unconditional regard, goals, regard, grace and attitude, limitless great power of love, unlimited and unhindered presence, ability to perform promises, serving strength, that's wisdom, ability to give aid to fresh start, unconditional help, capacity to keep you in safety, offers honor, respect of individuality, and is wealthy. There are 4 levels of. The first one is the God factor. The God factor, people have God, but they don't have the Word of God. Sammy, one of the things that has kept me going as a person is when I face grief, I move into the Word of God. It's my biggest support system. The other one that we're fast going out of send is the family support system. You know how a lady just want to get married and your family saying, don't marry this guy, for instance. I said, that's the person, and you shut down everybody, you marry that person, and you know you get into that relationship and you're alone, or somebody's making money now, you've made that money, no, everybody should make their own, you're alone, let sickness hit you. There's no support system, and it's not entitled. It should offer a broad array of service. It says service to each other, and if you can't provide that service, don't expect that service. They will have the called relational holder. If you're going to survive in your business, in your affair, there has to be a conscious effort to build a relational support system. And the last one, and that one is, this is that one that is the one that's called unnoticed support system. You stay in your environment, you intentionally create a support system around. You're aiding people, say, oh, it opens you for vulnerability. That vulnerability protects you as well. You see a guy who is very common among, maybe he lives in among lesser people, let's use that word, but he's concerned for them. You know, when that guy hit a patch, everybody will stand up for him.
That's very true. Very true.
We call it a life bank support. So, rightly do relationship, dwell in goodness, be kind-hearted, be considerate, put others in your plan, elevate and rightly do it.
Okay, the holder. Well, unfortunately, I can't go through.
Yeah.
Everything as I usually do. Now, should you consciously seek support? Because the example you gave, you saw someone and you felt this person was hungry and you provided that support. In my hour of need, would I wait and hope and believe that support will come, or should I go and consciously look for support?
Have you ever supported another one? There's something I missed to read. A liberal soul is made fat. In your own liberal time, did you show an extension of love? You see, as I said, be considerate. Put other people in your plan. People get a house, for instance, and they leave their house. They didn't invite anybody. They are comfortable. But when the rent expires, now maybe they've lost their job. You want to see somebody who will help you. Did you even invite somebody just to overnight or share food? These are what they call about the life bank support system.
So it's a seed you have to sow.
You have a seed that sow. Don't expect what you can offer. Offer it. Then when you seek it, it's just beautiful.
It will come.
It will come.
Wonderful. All right. So what's happening with Standouts very quickly?
Standout, we are we're going to start by February. The first Saturday of February, start our general standout. Look out for us today, this year. It's going to be amazing. We have programs lined up. We're going to detail it as time goes on as well. Yeah.
Okay. And do we have this information on the website?
Yeah, the website www.soistandout.com.
Okay.
So I stand out in all the social handles.
And those who want to reach out to you personally?
08033411451. 08033411451.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Patrick.
Please rightly do things this year.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Coming up is River Fix. That takes us to the top of the hour, 10 a.m., where, of course, the next show comes.